full of Sometimes my mama said, you know, when you don't have nothing nice to say, you should be quiet.
People say that Stephen A. is a coon. You agree with that? Everybody got quiet on that one, okay? Go ahead.
Rudy Giuliani practices voodoo. So he put a voodoo hex on my girl, Hillary, and that's why she got woozy. And the Secret Service had to prop her up and put her in the van.
But take us to a break, my dude.
It was voodoo, son.
I don't know about that voodoo.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This is Three Black Guys with a Mic.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Three Black Guys with a Mic, the podcast where politics meet hip-hop and pop culture debate style. I'm sorry, that always gets me. I don't know why we changed it.
Lamar.
But anyway.
This is show 180.
It's sorry. I mean, I don't know why. I'm hooked on phonics, man. I'm hooked on phonics. What is good? Spud is here, Lamont is here, and Maynard is in the building. Welcome to another episode, ladies and gentlemen. We are live and direct. We got a lot to talk about tonight. Let's start off with something that I'm very confused by. And Maynard sent the show notes, ladies and gentlemen. And in his show notes, he said, has hip hop gone too far with throat babies?
Whoa. You know what?
And I asked
Wait, Spud, stop. That lets you go to show you that I didn't even read the show notes. We cannot listen.
And so family. I wanted to ask.
That's family. That's family.
Mind you getting a check on the Throat Baby record?
Yes,
wait,
I got a few checks.
I'm totally lost. I don't even know what that is. What's a throat baby?
You ain't heard the song?
You know the song Throw Baby?
No.
Okay. Throat Baby.
Go ahead, man. It's all on you.
It's a song called Throat Baby?
Yes.
Oh. I did not know that.
Remix with a double homie on it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Yeah.
So throat babies are...
So let me say this. Before Maynard gets into the foolishness, you know, and Throw Baby went number one about 2 weeks ago at Urban Radio. So
it did?
Yeah, went number one.
So let me just get into... So wait a minute. Let's just back up. I mean... So for everybody who's on with us, please let us know who you are, where you at, and you know what I'm saying, and please, we would love for you to be a part of this conversation. First of all, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Also hit the bell so that way you know when we go live. If you're watching this on Facebook, hit the thumbs up button. Share this episode right now because we obviously have a lot to talk about and things that I am unaware of. So let me just kind of just get an understanding that a throat baby is something of the magnitude of a man shooting semen in a woman's throat. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if that is accurate, you mean to tell me that Urban Radio has placed this song number one on its on its hip hop charts, on its playlist? Well, this is what the babies are listening to.
Well, listen, it's Monday. Watch this, Maynard. But you know the game. It's Monday. I don't know where we at. We'll know where we at till tomorrow, but it did hit number one. Yes.
Okay. So Lamont, you're in the record business. Can you please let the people know that are watching us, what does number one at radio mean exactly?
I mean, just, you know, radio is consisted of panels, which is kind of like segregated. You know, you have the blacks over here and you have the non-blacks over there. And, you know, the blacks.
Urban is for the blacks.
Yeah, I mean, but there's a lot of other panels that portray to be the blacks. You know, they're, you know, top 40 rhythmic stations that play a lot of the black music or the music from the blacks. And so let's not just put it in an urban space. And you know what I mean? Because...
So wait, the white stations are listening to this as well? They're exposing their children to this?
Be very clear. Yes. The whole level of Throat Baby is just in these streets. I mean, but let's have this conversation though. Is it really any different than, Marvin Cease to Candy Liquor? Is it really, one of my favorite records?
Yeah, but that wasn't number one on radio, was it?
Oh, give me a second. Let me get this. Even Evelyn Champagne King, Love Come Down, like a female had to really had break this down, what Love Come Down, what that really meant. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but she had to break it down. But Throat Baby is...
Listen, but man,
that's self-explanatory.
Listen,
there's no breaking down Throat Baby.
Listen, these young people, they don't know about card catalogs. They don't know about going to the library. They know about having a Google machine in their pocket.
Card catalog.
You feel what I'm saying? So I was with you at first. I'm gonna keep it 1,000. At first, I was like, I don't know, dog. But the history of this record is that, it became a real big thing in the A. You know what I mean? Like, and it kind of grew. So it wasn't like it was a straight push to radio. There was this real strong undercurrent of this particular record.
Yeah, but this is the thing. Listen, we all are from radio records and so forth and so on. I mean, we're out of the demo at this point. But,
right.
I mean, is there never going to be a boundary?
No.
Between what we are exposing our listening audience to, whether it be 18 to 34, 16 to 24, 18 to 49 or whatever, to what is actually hot. So anything that equates to
no, be careful, big
the
homie.
illusion or the, what's the word? Perception that it's hot automatically now is going to be fed by a radio station, so that way the young 28-year-old mom that got a 2-year-old is taking the baby to the school or to the playground or whatever, and she turns up the radio and she's going to be in the front seat bopping to the Throat Babies, and the baby's going to be in the back seat singing the Throat Babies.
Wait a minute, one more thing, man. Let me get this off, and then you can have it. I wish you all would leave Frederick Douglass alone.
Because now they're making Frederick Douglass talk and move and do all kinds of stuff.
It's gone, Spud. This is over. It's a wrap. We're done. The machines are coming. They're going to kill us all. Terminator. Let's just put the Throat Babies on the radio. Let's go.
All right. So can I read you something, Mr. Spence?
Okay. All right. We're all damned.
Sexy little bitch. Sexy little hoe. I love the way you walk. I love the way you talk. Let a young N come play in your throat. Deep stroke your throat till I make you choke. Throat babies.
That is not the radio edit. That's not the radio edit.
Throat babies, I'm gonna give them to you. Throat babies, I'm trying to bust all on you.
That's not the radio edit, Maynard.
But what is the radio edit?
This is unacceptable at this point.
It's not the radio edit.
It doesn't matter. This is unacceptable. Like, WAP was far. Now we have throat. What are we going to basically do?
I mean, you might as well say urban radio is now going to become the new Pornhub.
Literally, it's basically like the videos are going to have to all be on OnlyFans. Because if you see the visuals for the video.
But that's the thing. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You read the explicit lyrics. Now, a 12-year-old, a 15-year-old, they don't go to the radio station to listen to it anyway. To listen to, you know what I'm saying? To the explicit, they go into YouTube.
They go to YouTube. How do you love the way she walks and love the way, like, think about it, like, yo, I love the way you walk, I love the way you talk. Like, you would think that may follow up like, yo, let me, let's be together, or nah, let me put a baby in your throat. Let a young N-word come play in your throat. Deep stroke your throat till I make you choke. Throat babies, I'm gonna give them to you.
Listen,
throat babies, I'm trying to bust all on
in the activity like any other grown man would. No, I'm just kidding. I I actually would, but all right. Okay. So
wait, because you made me look, because it's not number one now. But a record that's above it, I mean, and is it any different than Cardi saying, broke boys can't get no P word? That's the hook of her song Up. Can we pick on Cardi too?
I mean,
we should.
Cardi, we should just mention Cardi.
I talked about WAP. We should stop all of this.
No, listen. Freedom of speech is freedom of speech. I don't have a problem with the song "Throw Babies" or Marvin C's "Candy Liquor" or WAP or "Bump and Grind" or 12 Play or any of those songs. I just think that those songs have a place for them, and I think that it is really disheartening that radio stations feel as if there are no boundaries, that this is the actual things that they need to feed the listening audience. To me is where the boundary is. I think that there needs to be some sort of, I don't want to say gatekeeper, but you know what I'm saying? Somebody is going to have to say, you know what? This song is blazing hot. What? I don't think I want to expose our listening audience to throat babies.
So can we go back real quick? And Maynard, you can have it. I know I said you could. I'm sorry. So let's go back to AMG, Spud. Ain't nothing like that.
Yeah, but it was never on the radio.
Okay, that's what I was gonna ask. Did it ever get any? Did it ever go? That didn't go number one, did it?
No, but during that time, urban radio stations was urban radio stations. They weren't considered hip hop stations at that time. Okay. So it was more R&B during that time. So you had a plethora of more music that had variety, and they weren't, radio stations weren't, black radio wasn't, they weren't playing that game. But now it's just like, what I'm saying, balls are off.
Right.
I mean, no pun intended, but I do have a very stupid question before we actually get into the show. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for sticking with us. We just are, I don't know. So anyway, we're a mindless TV house, right? We watch a bunch of mindless TV in this house. Housewives is one of them. Ooh. So my wife and I, we come back from Mexico. We're watching the Housewives of Atlanta. The new episode of Housewives of Atlanta is the girls that go to, South Carolina, and they have a bachelorette party, and the bachelorette party has the man named Bolo. Okay? And Bolo comes through with his 20-inch schlong, and he's showing all the ladies and the married ladies and the,
wait,
engaged
Spud.
ladies.
Wait, Spud, you see Maynard?
I mean, I got a very serious question. And so after the whole, Bolo gate, and somebody was making noise in the other room, and, somebody was alleged they slept with the man or whatever the case may be, and they was booty bopping on the man and the whole 9 yards. And so then the girls came home and told their husbands and fiancés about it. So I said, you know what? I need to ask Maynard and Lamont.
Don't ask me
Is
nothing.
it okay? Would you allow, and any fella that's on with us tonight, please let us know, and ladies as well, would you allow for your wife to go to a bachelorette party with the stripper with the 20-inch schlong, slinging it around like Dexter St. Jock and putting it on your fiance, and then have the audacity to come home and actually tell you about it? Is that what we're doing nowadays? Lamont.
So first of all, 20 inches is definitely unhealthy. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot popping, my guy.
Do you know?
Yeah,
20
inches 20 is a lot. You gave him too much. And the funny part is, I'm gonna keep it 1,000. It was because that comes on Sunday, and I might have had a few Kettle Ones, and I had gotten to bed, and I heard all this noise because my wife was watching TV, and I turned over, and it was that dang on episode. Like, what is this trash? Like, you know what I mean? Mm. And that was the one where Candy told old girl to put the little thing in her pants, right?
Correct.
Yes. I mean,
Candy's just doing too much.
Yeah, Candy's trifling a little bit, but I mean, we're trying to get ratings out here, bro.
I understand it's rating. I'm asking you, your wife watched the episode. You heard it downstairs. If your wife went to a bachelorette party for one of her friends and she came home and said Bolo was in the building and he showed me his slammersham and he put it on me because I wanted to see it, what is your reaction?
So we're married?
I mean, you're married?
No, I'm saying me and my wife were married when she told me this, right?
Of course. If your wife today said that she's going to a bachelorette party in South Carolina and she comes back and she tells you that the 20-inch strong man was there and she made him whip it out so she can say it.
I mean, we just, I'm going to just call a divorce lawyer. It's no big deal. Let's start dividing this up.
Maynard?
I ain't for that shit. I ain't for that.
Leads me to.
But hold on. But let me say this. Let me say this. Obviously, men go to strip clubs all the time. Obviously, men go to bachelorette parties. Some men may do certain things at bachelorette parties. Some men may not. I think the idea is whatever you do, you carry to your grave. But if your woman came home, or if you as a husband or a boyfriend came home and was like, yo, hot ice, she backed it up and I swiped the credit card.
Black ice, homie.
Black ice, backed it up and I swiped the credit card and da-da-da-da, and then motorboated and da-da-da-da. Yo,
What's a motorboat? What's that, my guy? What's a motorboat?
You should be thrown out the crib. You need to pack your stuff. So if old boy came and did one of these and dangled it on her shoulder, yo, you get out. Get out. Get to stepping with that bullshit. Cannot come in here with that.
So
Can't
I
be around you and you got 20-inch schlong debris on your shoulder.
20 is a lot. Can we not say 20? 20 is a lot, my guy. But can I ask you this question? Because I never understood.
Look, I don't know nothing about whether it's a lot or not. That ain't got nothing to do with me.
Well, I mean, again, I
just
know.
If
you know what I mean? I know 20 is a lot. But here's my question.
He gets that thing all the way erect, he gonna probably pass out because there's a lot of blood.
Okay, all right. She's right. Roderick said we're killing our community with the first 15 minutes of the show.
That's
Roderick,
okay.
I'm just asking a question, man.
The community
I'm just curious to know,
us.
If the, who said that, Will said that his wife still doesn't talk about her bachelorette party.
And
I'm just saying,
her.
and that's good. I agree with you.
Salute to your beautiful wife.
If a man goes to a bachelor party, wherever he goes and whatever happened there should stay there. Ladies, if you guys go to a bachelorette party and somebody is in the dancing bears come, I don't ever want to know.
This Negro said the dancing bears. Only a few of us know what the dancing bears is. You know what I mean?
No.
But
I don't want to ever know that you were at a party with the dancing bears. Ever. Okay. All right. Sorry. Now that we got that out of the way.
Okay, cool.
No, baby.
Let's talk about Coming to America real quick. Because it came out over the weekend. Maynard, your thoughts?
You know what? Will, stop. Coming to America 2. It was what I thought it was going to be. It was cute. It wasn't amazing. It wasn't a letdown. It was like, oh, okay, this is cute. This is good. But I wish. One thing I will say is it was family friendly enough. It was family accessible. So, thank you, Eddie.
Lamont?
I didn't have to go see it in the theater.
Coming to America showed me how a certain segment of the black community is just trifling. It showed me that we have a long way to go. It shows me that there are a lot of people in our community that they need a lot of help and assistance and They don't understand basic math. It was a good movie. He employed a lot of black people. The costumes were amazing. Let's be very clear.
Costumes were amazing.
If you really look at that, the costumes were amazing. It showed that, you know, what Tyler Perry did when he bought a studio was smart. People hate on Rick Ross for being the police, but it showed how he was smart. And I didn't expect it to be Scorsese. I wasn't expecting it to be, you know, anything that was written by, you know, a Broadway playwright. You feel what I'm saying? It was fucking Coming to America. You know what I mean?
But then you feel
And
like
let me
the
finish.
original
Let me finish.
Did you feel like the original Coming to America was like a big deal for us?
It still doesn't matter. It still was. It was not that was not something that was supposed to be life changing at the time. And there were people that I kind of respected, and there were these educational Hotep, Howard University degree having. I mean, they was bashing it like this was trash, and I'm just looking at these people like you're really what's wrong with what we have going on in our community? Because for me,
define that. What do you mean by that?
It's because they think that a piece of a comedic entertainment is supposed to be some sort of thing that moves our culture forward. It's just like it was done or led by a 59-year-old black man. You know what I mean? Who is put the next generation, his daughter, in position. A lot of other young people in position. If I had any issue with the film, I think there were a lot of other young people in it that they should have figured out. They should have got a little bit more time. Like if you know about Nav Green, Nav is funny. When them boys from Atlanta, you know, and I get it when you got all of these big boys on stage, but it's like you had all of these old school legends in this piece. You had these young people in it. You had people in the middle of in our genre of entertainment, and they all came together. It's almost like he gave Wesley Snipes like a whole second shot. Because to me, Wesley was the one that stole the show. You feel what I'm saying? And a lot of these super educated people I know, they done wrote Wesley off. You know what I'm saying? Like they threw him in the trash. So
you're saying that it was a good movie based off of the production and the value of
absolutely
Hollywood and opportunity. Absolutely. Not the story.
Even the story. I mean, I didn't expect it to be so deep and meaningful, and I wasn't looking for the what is it, the Judas and the Black Messiah. I wasn't. That's not what that was for. That wasn't, you know, why would two black women who had a child by the same guy, you know, be so cohesive? Yo, dog, that's not what this is. It's like you going to Ponderosa expecting an Ocean Prime or a Prime and Proper experience. You feel what I'm saying?
That steak at the Ponderosa was amazing.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. So it's like,
I mean, you know, here's what I would say. I think that I saw Arsenio Hall, I think he was on the Breakfast Club, and he was saying that for a long time that they did not want to do it, that they were satisfied with the original one and that they didn't want to touch it. I agree with that. I think that Coming to America or movies like that, you know, are so, I think, you know what I'm saying, even like Will said, you know, like they're such a cult classic that they don't need a remake or they don't need an update to it. I think that the problem that I have with the movie, first of all, let me just say, I thought that the storyline was cute. I thought that, you know, it was very family, you know what I'm saying, friendly. I thought it was Kenya Barris's, you know, style of a movie, which I'm not a fan of Kenya Barris. But I've never seen one episode of Blackish, ever. I'm not that type of fan. However, I just think that most of us can quote the entire original Coming to America. And so I think that we were looking for and expecting that level of performance to take us into the next generation.
But Spud, wait, Spud, but who is we? With Spud, who is we and you
just
are?
Just the fans.
No, Deshaun needs a cult classic. And if you don't know who Deshaun is, who's on the podcast, that's Spud's son. How old is Deshaun?
28.
Right. Coming to America came out, what, 92? right?
88.
No.
88. Okay,
Yeah.
88. So that's when I was 18. So what I'm saying was, and why I'm glad that they had the young kid play Eddie's son. We have to give the new generation some sort of.
But this
it wasn't
But
funny.
this is not the cult classic, though. This is not going to be the.
But
cult
how do
classic.
you know? But no, how do you know?
It's not. It's not.
First of all, let me just say, Salt and Pepper. Where's the Big Red Family Feud X? I wish I had a Family Feud X right now. All right. Invo.
They need the checks, bud.
Family Feud X.
They need that
Glass
check.
Night. Family Feud X. No, that type of, that's that bush right there. That whole, you're trying to put people in the movie just to make the movie popular. No, but now again, I thought that the storyline was great in the sense of, championing for women and, women's rights and, women, being put in the back burner. And, I thought that it was worth watching on a Friday night with nothing else to do in the world. Thank God for COVID, because now we're able to watch movies at home for free in the comfort of our own home with our own overred and vodka popcorn, and we ain't got to go and spend $100 in the movie theater to see a movie we don't like.
What's going to happen when COVID is done and the theaters open back up? Are you? I
don't see that happen. I don't see where the opportunity to exclusively go to the movies and see a movie is going to continue. I think that what HBO Max is doing, where they're putting the movie out at the same time as it is in the movie theater for a certain amount of time, I think it's genius. I think I'll pay for that. I mean, if you mean to tell, I would pay $25 to watch it at home. I don't got to go to the movies. Anyways, if you guys want to make a comment, there's a link in the chat. You're more than welcome to be a part of the show. Thank you so very much for, watching. Okay, what else are we talking about?
Let me give a quick shout out to my man Yende, who's tuning in to us on Needle.
What is Needle?
It's a new platform that similar to Clubhouse, but this is owned by a brother, and he and this black community that he is gathering, trying to give voice to people like us and other folks, and also put us into the sharing of monetary success as the app grows. So Needle, Nedl. We're also broadcasting on Needle this evening, and Allende was in the past a speechwriter for Barack Obama, and he's actually started the first iHeartRadio app. So he's taken his talents, similar to how LeBron James said, he's taken his talents in-house and built his own platform and is trying to make that money. So shout out to Allende right quick. So I'm sorry, you wanted to go to the next piece.
I don't know. I was asking about you about the next piece. I know you in the show notes you put about Megan Markle. I could care less about Megan Markle, but I would love to hear what you have to say about Megan Markle. I mean, I'm happy for them that they, decided that they were going to be like, yo, I'm out. But I don't know if you guys watched The Crown. But according to The Crown, the Windsor is not nothing to play with. And I'll leave mine at that.
My thing I'm not a Meghan Markle fan. Meghan Markle's first husband was a white man. Her second husband is a white man. From what I understand,
there's a problem with that.
That's all.
Yeah, so what are you saying? Black women that marry white men? That's not.
What I'm saying is, if you deal with that exclusively, if that's what you do now, if you marry, like I'll take Serena for instance. Serena dated Common, she dated Drake, she dated this guy, that guy, she dated a lot of brothers. And then she decided when she met this guy that she was going to be.
He's also from Compton too, though.
The real Compton.
Well,
yeah, right.
But she also, so whichever. So, but she at least dated. She was open to dating black. From Meghan Markle's history, from what I understand, and I could be wrong, she's not really been open to this. She's not been down for the brothers. So as a result,
open or just haven't had the opportunity.
She had the opportunity to date somebody black.
You know, a brother that just was like, "Yo, let me holler."
Of Of course, it had to be somebody out there trying to holler. Like my man from the Chappelle Show. Let me holler. Let me holler, 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 holler.
But you know, her dad is white, so I mean.
Right, and her mom is black. She lived with her mother.
So wait. So we should have no sensitivity to her being a black woman because she likes to date and marry the whites.
I'm saying if you keep listen, you keep playing with fire, you're gonna get burned. She acted as if that this family, this royal family, who the queen is 94 years old, whose mother or father died some 94 years before then, like they are part of the slave factory, the slave making machine. And you think that when Harry, just a handful of years before she got with him, was running around in a Nazi uniform at parties thinking it was funny and cute, that you were going to step into a relationship with these people and it was going to be okay?
See, you should have started your argument with that and you would have had my sympathy, but you started with because she dated and only hung out with the whites that she shouldn't receive our sympathy.
But no, she shouldn't. Like, yo, you've been over there. That's who you roll with. You roll with them. If you roll with us a little bit here and a little bit over there, and then I'll be like, okay, you found love where you found love. I get it. But you exclusively roll with them. When you exclusive to that, then that's who you roll with. What Ice Cube said, don't be mad when the black folks don't want you back.
I mean, again, the latter part of your argument, I'm with you. Because when I saw Oprah was a part of it, I said, because Oprah's trash to me. You know what I'm saying? The whole thing.
Oprah's trash.
Oprah's trash. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like the whole us.
Let me tell you something. I'm prepared to have Oprah's baby. So you need to stop talking about her.
Oprah Winfrey is trash. Nashville, Tennessee State, graduating. She's trash. And
so
you can't say that about Oprah Winfrey.
Wait a minute. So because Megan Markle has never dated a black guy,
right? That's trash.
Let me back up and say I'm not saying never. I don't know, but I know that she has been out here moving from one white guy to the next white guy. To the best of my knowledge, she hasn't. I ain't saying never, but if you roll with that, then you have to know that in this world, that this is something that comes with the territory. Interracial dating often leads to these interracial problems. And if you go to the people who have been at the center of race and race issues, right? Like, hell, they didn't even think Princess Diana, a white woman, was good enough for Charles. You think they're going to let a black woman in there? We got a call coming in.
You need to screen them calls from this time, man. It might be one of the whites. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the people. We just having fun, my guy. We are the blacks, and they can be the whites. It's all love.
He went away. You scared him off. It was MJ. I think that might have been Michael Jenkins.
Wow.
Oh.
Okay.
I mean, don't be scared.
Wait a minute.
I mean, Spud, don't be scared. What made her scared at the beginning
to the
trash.
barbecue?
If you sent her 10 invitations, she would not even show up to the barbecue. Here we go. Caller coming in. Okay, they keep hanging up. We'll worry about that another time.
Okay.
Yeah, do you think that she was going to come to the barbecue if you gave her an invite?
So what you're saying is that she's using Oprah, because black people think everything is about them, which we're gonna talk about later about the vaccine. But so you think she's using Oprah to get our sympathy?
Yes. I'm gonna say what I said about about Byron Allen. Byron Allen ain't been around us for all these years. All of a sudden he got a problem. Here's the kicker, Maynard. Megan Markle ain't been down with us all these years. All of a sudden she gonna show up on Oprah and talk about, oh, poor me.
But why would she care about your sympathy? Who are you? You're less than, man.
Why did she even? She should have said, you know what? They don't like me. I'm gonna keep it to myself. But she decided she wanted to share her damn problems with the world so that she could let people know that she was hurt, because I never have all my life and such and such and all this bullshit. Look, welcome to being black, nigga.
Wow.
I have.
So we got a March 8th 2021. Where we at?
Have you been discriminated against in your life?
Who, me personally?
Yes.
Oh, every day. Probably today. Absolutely.
Okay. She act like this the first time it ever happened to her. So if this the first time, guess what?
It
Good
could
for
have been
you.
the first time.
Right.
It could have been the first time that, you know what I'm saying, that she paid attention to, or it was, you know, prevalent. I mean, like, it was like right in our face. No.
Well, I think what Maynard said had some merit. I think you have to understand the history. I think, and I preach this, history is important. You know, we know what that royal family is. It just amazes me that in this particular country, and I think I shared this with you guys before, where we're worried about this young lady and Prince Harry and what the family did. You know, when I was watching the BBC News, you know, we're not having these conversations about these 22 young African people, I think it was in Angola, that just, you know, were in school and they just came and kidnapped them kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just so much other stuff that's going on around the world, and it's just very selective how we make listening to these two people an event. And, you know,
yeah, but that's what it is. That's the American way.
What do you mean? About worrying about what they're doing in London and England? I could care less.
We have to be entertained.
Now that's where we at. Now, I'll take that. You're right. This is
so that's the reason why we care.
Well, that's what the Black Caucus does. That's what they do in Washington, D.C. all day, every day. They're here to entertain us.
The Black Caucus?
Yeah. The Black Caucus would like you to not talk about them tonight.
I do want to go back, though, because I want to just kind of clarify this, because I just want to just make sure, you know, because it sounded to me like you said that interracial relationships create interracial problems.
No, I said interracial relationships often lead to interracial misunderstandings, and maybe I didn't say it like quite that eloquently, but that's what I'm trying to say.
You said pop problem.
It often leads to problems. Yes, it does.
And what problems are those? So you don't think that a black person and a white person can have a successful relationship?
I have a very good sister, a very good black female friend who married a white dude who is my man, and I get down with them, and I don't have a problem with it. I'm just saying that they knew going into it that there's going to be that this world doesn't typically accept that, and as a result, they also were aware that there's a possibility that parents or uncles and aunts or other people in their family were going to provide judgment. So Megan Markle and Harry had to have an idea, have an understanding, have some kind of concept that maybe Prince Charles or maybe Kate Middleton or maybe the Queen or maybe Prince Philip was going to be like, I'm not feeling that. So you can't be surprised that this world that has always pitted black against white and white against black, that they just going to all of a sudden just be like, oh my God, we're going to have this wonderful thing. It ain't going to work. It ain't that simple. Otherwise, racism wouldn't exist.
Okay.
So Quantavia said that question that we were trying to figure out.
Can we pass on that? Can we pass on that?
No, I want to see it because I couldn't read it.
Yeah,
does trans women count for International Women's Day 2021?
I'm gonna let y'all answer that first.
Hey, I'm a little hurt that Pose they got a season 3 coming, but that's it.
The black delegation for Virginia would like to pass on that question.
The answer to that question, Quantavious, is absolutely. If you consider yourself to be a woman, by all means, you should be celebrating Women's International Day or whatever it is. You know, you do you, boo.
But if you get locked up, what side of the county do you go on? Do you go with the boys or with the girls?
It all depends on what your package is looking like downstairs.
If you 20 heavy, you going with the boys? but you in a dress? If you 20 heavy out here, is that what we doing?
Oh God, no!
But I got on Jimmy Choos. You know what I'm saying?
Can we? Is there another topic?
That 20 was funny. I'm sorry.
Oh Lord.
You get a W for that, my guy.
Man, you know. Hey, listen, if you out here and you in a dress and you still Dexter St. jocking down the street.
Well, Quantavious says,
God
I
bless
guess
you.
Quantavious says we're pandering. The Quantavious enlighten us. You go ahead and either click the link and punch in or type what
What do you mean
want.
pandering? We're not pandering. I agree. I mean, I think that, listen, I support those who believe that whatever you identify with, I support you. I don't necessarily agree with you, but I support you. If you want to be a part of, you know, call yourself a trans woman.
So some people were hating on Michelle then, right? They were like, yo, Michelle was out of pocket. Michelle Obama, if you didn't see the video, I guess she did some sort of interview with the young person.
Dwayne Wade's daughter.
What about
son
Mother's
or
Day?
daughter?
You gotta say daughter. She considers herself a girl.
Okay, but if that young man got caught in the county, and let's say he hanging 12, he ain't got 20. Where is he going when he get in the county? He going to the
It don't
boys'
matter
side or
where
the
he
girls?
goes. DNA is DNA is DNA, right?
Okay.
The DNA say you are a male, you are a male. However, she considers herself to be a girl.
Okay, cool. And however you want to do it, but my question is, was Michelle out of pocket? Were some of those, you know, Hotep, BLM, you know, free whomever that's locked up in jail was like, oh, Michelle's out of pocket?
I'm not trying to go there again because we did this once before for me, and I'm certain we can discuss it. But
Well, you did the interview the other day, so how did we go there before? I'm confused.
No, we had a conversation about this several episodes ago.
Which one? About Michelle or about
about this part. My daughter is my
What's
daughter.
this part? I'm missing.
Okay,
About
okay,
Michelle Obama
I'll get
or
you
about
there.
trans people?
Right, we're talking about it.
Wait, because it feels like you don't want to use the word trans people.
No, I'm saying anything across the LGBTQIA continuum spectrum. Any
You can't say their name.
any person on that spectrum.
You can't say their name.
I don't know why you're asking me this part. But
Why can't you say their name?
this
Say their name, Maynard.
What is their name? Shut up, leave me alone. I don't even know what the hell you're talking. Whose name is it? Do I know them?
What?
He's skating because
wait.
he's scared,
You
dog.
can
He's
say-
scared.
You can have all these people say Breonna Taylor's name.
Right.
We
Whose
gotta say
name am I
George
supposed to
Floyd's
say?
name, but you can't say a trans woman's
A
name?
trans woman. Fine. I thought you meant like a real name. I'm like, I don't know these people. I'm not sure who. Do I know them? Did they call me? So anyhow, what I'm saying is this. I'm glad because I didn't want to get emotional about this.
Why would you be emotional?
Because my daughter is my daughter. Now, she has not decided that she wants to be something other than a little girl. But when she decides at some point she wants to love a woman or that she wants to change her sex, that's my child. And I support her in whatever, right? And I think part of the Michelle Obama story, or Michelle Obama piece, is not so much that she was trying to say, I endorse whatever this thing is, transgenderism, etc. But I endorse the fact that you are living your life the way you want to live your life, and bullying and shaming you and treating you with disrespect and disgrace is unacceptable. I will never understand homosexuality. I will never get it. It's not for me to get, though. I don't have to live that life that somebody who's homosexual is going to live. And it has nothing to do with me. Same way that the two people who are living 2 doors down from me are in a relationship and they love each other, and there's a male and a female, and they decide that they want to have strawberry cake in their bedroom. That's their business. It ain't got nothing to do with me. So let it be what it is.
At 12?
That's what I said, Rakia. It's not my part to understand. It's none of my business.
At 12 years old?
Listen.
Here's my thing, right? Okay, y'all, just be patient with me for a second, because we're about
At
to go.
12, Spud. Wherever you
Okay, I
going,
understand, but give me a second.
put
Just
in
give me
12
1
years
second.
old.
Give me 1
Spud,
second.
you need some real.
Right?
You need FaceTime with this. You need a little.
No. Just give me a second, right?
Should we play some music?
At the end of the day, let's just be 100. All right, let's just be 100. Whatever it is that you believe in your life is for you to live. I'm sure you guys can agree. I don't say you have to agree. Let me just speak for myself. I believe. No, I don't want to say I believe. We have all been taught something in our history of life, the entire world. We absolutely do not know what's on the other side of this life. Nobody has ever went there and came back and told us. Nobody has ever went upstairs and saw Jesus and saw God and came back down and said, you know what? These are the things that you have to live by, because the man, he is up there. And when you get up there, nobody has ever seen that in their life. So in 100% facts, we truly do not know what is in stake for us after this life. It's just what you believe. I believe Christianity. Somebody believes Islam. Somebody believes nobody. So my point is that whoever you truly, genuinely love, whether that be male, whether that be female, and you're a female and a male, and if you feel like you identify with something else, blah, 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 who is to tell you that you cannot identify with being a woman? Because at the end of the day, it is your will. It is your choice to live this life the way you want to live it. Anybody who is judging you or damning you about what it is has only been taught a way of thinking. It is the same exact thing as racism. A person has been taught that Black people are lazy, dumb, that they are stupid, that they are criminals, you would not know that had nobody ever even taught you about those things. So for us to create this mindset of it's wrong and you can't talk to this person and you can't do this. Now I understand we live in America and America got rules and blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, it's just all bullshit. It's just all bullshit.
I'm with you on that.
I mean, at the end of the day, it truly, honestly, is all bullshit. And I'm not saying that religion is bullshit. I'm not saying that your beliefs are bullshit or whatever. I'm just saying at the true hardcore end of the day, you do not know. Nobody can tell you what is on the other side of this life. Well, it is all something somebody has told you. Now, let me say Lamont's point, and I'll be done, and I'll throw you the ball, man. As a 12-year-old, you don't know. But I can't judge that. You might. I mean, I listened to Andy Cohen, and Andy Cohen knew at a young age that he only wanted to be with men. If that's the way you feel. I mean, Laverne Cox and everybody who on polls, and who am I to tell them you truly don't feel this way? And you're wrong for feeling this way. I can't tell you that. That's just horrible. And if she decides in 18 she wants to come back and be a man or boy or whatever, she has that right. She may not know at 12. At 12 years old, I wanted to be a boxer. That didn't turn out.
Were you nice with them hands?
No, I wasn't nice with it. That's the reason why I'm not a boxer.
Well, so Quantavis's question at the end of it was, do we tell transgender women Happy Mother's Day? And I mean, that's obviously a loaded question. First of all, I don't tell any woman Happy Mother's Day if they're not a mother. So I'll start with that.
So you mean to tell me if you saw Bruce Jenner or Caitlyn walking down the street, you wouldn't say Happy Mother's Day?
Well, he's a. You got another topic?
All right. So before we go, so all of the the criminal charges have been dropped in the Breonna Taylor case permanently. We now have the George Floyd case that is starting. If this guy gets off, which is likely, are we back to the streets? Are we back to the protesting? Because it's not, I don't see it. The weather's getting a little warm. I don't see no protesting happening. Are we out for the justice again? Or where are we at with what's his name? Daniel somebody?
Derek Chauvin.
Thank you.
So, for the update, real quick, they paused jury selection today. Jury selection was due to start today. They paused jury selection. They think it will go for 3 weeks because one of the charges, third degree murder, had previously been, I don't want to say dismissed, but I guess I'm not sure if the correct term is dismissed, but it had been removed. Let's say that. But an appeals court suggested to the judge, and at the behest of the prosecutor, that third degree murder be reinstated. It looks like that will be reinstated. And as the case continues, they expect that jury selection will be 2 to 3 weeks, and that they should be having opening arguments on March 29th. That's just an update. Now, to answer your question, we have to protest. We have to write our congressman. We have to. You can't murder. We can't allow for the murder of people like that and just let that happen. Or if we do allow for it, if we're not protesting, if we're not using our voices, if we're not voting for the people that we think are going to give us, and then holding them accountable, if we're not doing those things, then let's just surrender our rights today and never expect to have justice ever, and just be okay with it.
Well, I think that we can already answer that question. I mean,
how do we answer? How do we answer? No. How do we answer? Spud?
That we don't have justice ever? I mean,
you said we could already answer that question. What question?
That we don't have justice. I mean, George Floyd. If this police officer gets off, this is just a one of 100 of them who've already gotten off. I mean, like, we could go back to Trayvon Martin. We could go back to Freddie Gray. I mean, we could go back to Sandra Bland. We could go back to slavery. We can go all the way back. We can go back and back and back and back and back and back. We could go back to little Bobby Hutton if you want to go back. So,
No, go ahead and let it out, because either you gonna say it or I'm gonna say it.
I mean, you can say it. I'm just saying. I think that it is very clear where we stand as Black people in America, in some people's eyes. I don't want to say everybody's, but in some people's eyes. In systematic racism, in the media, in perception, it's clear. And I just think that that's something that we have to continue to fight for, which is really unfortunate. I mean, because I used to just be like, you know what, forget about it. I don't want to fight for that anymore. Until I watched, John Lewis's documentary, again, Good Trouble. And I just was like, wow, this man dedicated his life to fighting for civil rights. I mean, look at Al Sharpton. I mean, this man has dedicated his life to fighting for civil rights. I mean, the journey does not ever stop. It will continue on until
one of those rights
we are
freedom of speech.
So I'm sorry, go ahead, Lamont.
No, I mean, again, you were saying, I think this is another exercise. I mean, I've said this before, that, Rosewood was one of my favorite movies. And there's a couple of scenes in Rosewood where the Black people got upset about the verdict, and and the sheriff said, "Oh, they just burned up their whole, their community anyway." I mean, it's a never-ending cycle. It's an exercise. You know what I mean? That
I'm sorry, Lamar. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I apologize.
No, I think it's an exercise that, it's really troubling that you cannot legislate people's behavior. You can't. Some people are going to believe what they believe. Some people believe that Donald Trump was going to be inaugurated a couple days ago, right? They say 71 million people that still voted for Donald J. Trump. And that's where we are. And I think we have to come to certain truths in our community on how to handle certain things. And I know this really ticks Maynard off, but I'm just a believer in this, is that, because when I clicked on the news for a minute to see the clip of the officer, he's sitting there in his suit, and I'm saying, look at dude, dude put the murder game down that day. It's on tape. Why are we even having this conversation? You know what I'm saying? It's on tape, dog. So we getting ready to play this game. We're going to spend a lot of money. We're going to go through a lot of, emotional trauma in our community. Continuously show us images and show generations to come images of an overseer murdering a black male, which is historically what this country has been about. You know what I mean? Because the police is a metamorphosis of an overseer. It's the game, dog. That's and all of the marching and the boycotting and all of that. And I'm not saying that we don't do it, because I believe our community is very diverse. So there's going to be a certain segment of us that we're going to go out there with the signs and we're going to be in the square. We're going to do all that. But I think there's another segment in our community that, we're going to figure out that there's a better way to attack this particular monster. I ain't got the answer.
Yeah, but who has the bigger numbers, though?
Well, right now they still got the numbers because they still create the policy.
No, I'm just saying, you basically are saying there's two sides of the coin of those who are going to march and those who are going to, make change. Who has the bigger numbers? Are the marchers going to outweigh those who want to make the change?
But is it really about the numbers? Because technically,
because if me and you say we're going to march and Maynard says, no, I'm not going to march. I'm going to, create policy. And then 20 of our people on our, show say, oh, yeah, we're going to march too. And 5 of those people say, no, we're going to take, create something different. Well, if we're not all working together, then it's going to be hard for us to, and not that you can't have both. But it's going to be difficult for us to be able to get anywhere, which where we are right now. True. It's going to be hard for us to get anywhere because half of us is going to be overcoming and the other half are going to be, some of us are going to be sitting at home watching on TV like, I can't believe this is happening right here. Right. And some of us are going to be like, you know what? I'm going to go and start Greenwood Bank. And I'm going to start, shout out to my man, Tommy Duncan, who, started, what is this joint with Rick Ross? Jet something.
I know he got the Wingstop. I know that's I know he got the Wingstop, but I know that's not what you're talking about.
No. That's Rick Ross. I'm talking about Tommy Duncan. Tommy Duncan started pretty much kind of like a telehealth, company with Rick Ross, and I just forgot what it's called.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Let me say this. I think not all things are for all people. We have to look at the fight like it's a buffet. Some people are going to march, and also some of those people are going to write their congressman, and some of those people are going to actually run for office. Some people are going to run for office. Some people are going to invest in projects that are going to bring up and uplift. And it's a buffet. Not everybody is going to have the same plate. And some people are going to have multiple pieces off of the buffet. I'm going to do a little bit of this. I'm going to write some checks. I'm going to show up at some NAACP meetings. somebody, and that's what I'm gonna do. Y'all gonna go out and march. I may not go there with y'all, but that doesn't mean that because I'm not out there marching that I can't be a contributor. And so we have to understand that, not everybody. If everybody did march and that was the only thing that we did, that would be amazing. But we wouldn't get where we're going. If everybody wanted to run for office, that would be amazing. But we wouldn't get where we wanted to go with that. We have to have a multi-pronged approach in trying to, make and push for a change. And we also have to understand that there's somebody out there who's ready to go, Winnie Mandela back to the bush with the spear and like mad and ready to take heads. Just because that person's in that space doesn't mean that person should hate on the person that's ready to put on a three-piece suit with a tie and go to K Street and work with the lobbyists. Because we may be very well working to the same end, just from different directions.
Okay. All right, we out. What up, though, Jeff? Thank everybody so very much. Oh, we got one more waiting.
Danielle Scott. Danielle always tunes into us. She's always there for us, and she started her own business. I just want to, if you all can look up Danielle, Danyel Scott on Facebook and support her business. She's doing, jewelry and things of that nature. I'm not 100% in on everything she's doing, but I just want to shout out Danielle because she does not miss a week with us, and she's a loyal listener. So respect.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out to Danielle. I'll check her out. Spend a little change. Can I just say one last stupid thing before we go? Well, I'm old, right? Why is it that every time I watch the news and I see a rapper get killed, I'm like, who is this guy? Like, I don't even know this person. Like,
about dude down in Atlanta?
Yeah,
in the real Iraq
guy in Houston, or I read like, oh, such and such rapper in Chicago got killed. I'm like, wait, who's this rapper? I never even heard one of his songs. Like, I'm totally out of the loop. But
radio doesn't matter near as much as it used to. That's one thing.
Well, you also got to remember, and I said this before, when you got 59,000 singles being uploaded every week, this is part of the 59,000. That, the reality that over 75% of the artists on Spotify don't work. That's part of that 75%. Yep.
We got to fight for our rights. Is the last thing I want to say. We gotta keep that fight. We gotta think about our civil rights. Of course, one of which is free speech. Exercise free speech, because somebody is going to write the next throat baby.
Yeah. In the wise words of Ice Cube, here's what they think about you. Here's what they think about you. Here's what they think about you. The white man's ice is colder.
Lamont,
and
what's your last words, Lamont?
Sometimes I know when to throw in a towel. Sometimes you gotta know when
to hold them.
Gotta know when to fold them. Some things are bigger than you. And everything is not about the blacks. It's not.
What do you mean by that?
There's a whole big world out here.
It's funny. I'm glad. I know we're over. Like, we're in Mexico.
Why not? We missed last week. We don't really know what happened last.
So we're in Mexico, and in Mexico, you get people from all over the world, basically. You know what I'm saying? Are coming to because they want the sunshine. And you look around, and you're like, it doesn't have to be Mexico, like wherever you go. And you look around, and you're like, gosh, like, it's very difficult for somebody to be racist if you go and you're like being around all these different people, but some people's mindset are just small. To your point, some people never leave America. And to your point, some people never leave Joy Road. Some people never leave, they're black. They never leave their rural community, and they don't know no better. And no one's ever taught them any different. Go explore the world. Go and see people and go and talk to people and share in a conversation, and you will see. What's the advertising boy's name? Young boy. Johnny, is that his name?
Advertising?
Yeah, the little advertising boy who's like, he works for the city of Detroit.
Oh, ponytail guy.
Yeah, what's his name?
Shoot, my guy. I forgot his name, but yeah, okay.
Anyway, he said something. He was like, you would be amazed on how much you will learn from people if you just strike up a conversation.
If you just talk, or sometimes if you just shut up and listen,
or if you just shut up.
You know what? So can I? And again, we over, so why not? So can I formally apologize to Maynard?
Please.
Well, you want to strike up a conversation with him?
No. This is about the poison, and this goes back to what I said before, and then I'll shut up after this. And I was kind of guilty of the poison, aka the vaccination shot, until I was watching BBC News one day. And it's just so interesting how, if you watch different news around the world in comparison to the news that we get, whether it be local or national, it's just so apples and oranges. And I understand how we in this country, we digest so much foolishness because we're fed different foolishness around the world that didn't get. And I might have said this before, but I'll say it again. What really took me over about the shot was when I saw that they were giving it to people in North Korea and in Russia and all these different other places around the world. And I started listening to people in my community talking about, well, I remember the Tuskegee experiment and what they tried to do to us and blah, 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 blah. And I said to myself, well, wait a minute. They're giving this shot to everybody. From the people in Honduras to the people in Australia to even in the communist countries in this world. They all getting the same shot. Now, the Russian shot, which I've read a little bit, is still the same thing, but it's a shot. You know what I mean? This is not something that, is about the blacks. So I think we always worry about, and I know is what they trying to do to the black people. Well, some stuff ain't just about black people. You know what I mean? And so, again, I have to apologize to Maynard because I almost fell into that foolishness of they trying to kill us.
But somebody else is still saying that, Lamont, because, somebody will be like, yeah, but, when you go and get the shot, the white person they gave him that shot. And then when you showed up, they switched it out on you.
They gave him the white man ISIS colder shot.
Right. And I'm like...
And that could be the case, but all I'm saying is if they trying to kill us, they trying to kill everybody.
Right.
That's a stupid question. Do white people and Asian people and other cultures go to people's barbecue and be like, I don't need everybody's potato salad? Now, black people are the only people who be like, I don't hear everybody's
the first question, there's 3 things at every black gathering that people need to know. Who made the potato salad? Is there pork in the greens? Right, and can I get another plate? That's it. That's what it's all about.
Right. Do Asian people be like, I don't need everybody's Korean barbecue. I'm not messing around with that.
They do. I bet you they
do. You mess with everybody's wonton soup now.
I don't mess with everybody's kimchi.
Right. I ain't doing that. Anyways, all right, you guys have a fantastic week. Thank you guys so very much for, watching this episode of 3 Black Guys with the Mic. Do us a favor, make sure that you go over to YouTube right now as we speak and make sure that you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the bell so that way you can get some notifications from us when we go live. Also, make sure you share this episode on your Facebook page, on your Instagram page, or your Twitch page, or your Snapchat, or your whatever it is that you have. Just share it. So that way we can continue to grow this podcast into more people. Go to work. Talk about us. Go to church and talk about us. Go to your cousin's house. Go to the barbecue. Go wherever and just say, hey, you got to just refer us. Just say, hey, look, you got to listen to 3 Black Guys with the Mic on a Monday night at 7 p.m. We really appreciate that. The more you do that, the more we grow. And that is what this is all about. Will, good night. Kelly, thanks for listening. Jeff, what's up? Thank you guys so very much for tuning in. Frank, what's the deal? Danielle, everybody who tuned in, have a great night. Peace out.
Peace.